Can you tell us about what attracted you to the Radar networking event and how has it been and when was that?
What attracted me to Radar was when I actually first started working for the ambulance service. My sort of background has been in local government and higher education, so it was my first role within the NHS. And I was really keen to establish my network, and that's how I became aware of Radar since then, and that was around about October 2016.
What has stuck with you since joining Radar and the Leadership Academy?
Since I've been involved with the NHS, you know, I'm really keen around that system-wide leadership and system-wide change. I think that's really important, and I'm you know, learning a lot more about that every day. But I think the key for me has been around the importance of care and compassion in leadership, and I think from being involved with the masterclass and then following on from there, from my involvement now on a national programme with the National Academy, it's really an area that I really want to get involved in and you know, keen to learn more about.
So just coming on to in terms of challenges, how did you challenge yourself in terms of your own development then?
By coming to Radar, I was made aware of some of the leadership programmes, John, that you mentioned about earlier on. So that basically instigated myself in basically applying for a national leadership programme, which is the Ready Now programme, specifically for black and minority ethnic staff. And that's been phenomenal really in terms of my own learning. It's been one of them programmes where you're not actually learning about a model or a theory, you're sort of learning more about yourself.
In terms of your participation in the Radar events, how has it supported you in your organisation and with your peers as well?
So for me, in my organisation, we've got some key challenges in terms of diversity and inclusion. So we really sort of sat back and thought about, right, well, how can I now, with the links and contacts that I've made with our regional and national academy, how can I bring some of that into my organisation? So having them links were really important, first of all. So it enabled me to bring Beverley Powell in to address some of our BME staff. And what we did was we did a targeted seminar, and that sort of work is sort of developing still within the organisation. It's enabled us to have some of them difficult conversations that sometimes need to happen but are not happening, and it's really helping us to build and shape our diversity and inclusion agenda. I think Radar allows you to be on the radar. So, you know, that's what Radar means to me. It allowed me to be on the radar and obviously, you know, joining in with various different people, establishing them networks and them contacts. So that's the meaning for me.
Brilliant, that's it. Thank you very much, guys.
Right, my turn now. So my first question to you, Jag, is what did you find most useful aspect of Radar events?
I think the practicality of actually putting learning into the workplace. I think for me, the masterclasses, especially, for example, challenging conversations. In there, we looked at about key characteristics of leaders and what they focus on. And what I found from there was it was about we focus on coaching and helping individuals, and the focus on goodwill as well, and not kind of looking at I, but as a whole, as what we can do together, which is crucial. And from this in the workplace, I was able to help individuals and coach individuals, especially teams that I've managed, to fulfill their potential. And in the past year, at least 7 of my team members have progressed into different roles, which has been a really good achievement for myself also in helping them do that. And I think what's also been touched on today is networking. It can be very underestimated and is very, very powerful. And just by sharing things with individuals with similar lived experiences, sharing ideas, discussions, and again, Kez mentioned Beverley, and kind of, again, planting seeds, how we can work together more efficiently and look at kind of strategies has been really, really useful.
Excellent, thank you. So how did your learning impact on, I think you've mentioned a little bit of that, Jag, but how did your learning impact on those that you lead?
I think I was able to kind of coach individuals who lacked confidence and kind of to meet their personal objectives, but also work objectives also. So it's going hand in hand. So kind of having that time, being visible was very, very important. And again, from the presentation masterclasses, that was highlighted in that one as well. So I was, again, from able to apply that learning within the workplace.
So I think you've already added a little bit to this, but so what change did you notice in yourself as a leader?
I think what I noticed in myself was that I became more confident, which was crucial, especially applying for with senior roles. And also integrity, learning to kind of equip me to challenge more and do the right thing, and ensure that, policies and procedures are adhered to. And again, that's similar to the CQC values and also my personal values, which is very, very important. And also became more resilient, not to give up and keep going. And it's very important also, in terms of also managing self-well-being as well. And for example, in the past 2 years, I've applied for various roles. This week I was offered a secondment, and I think it kind of shows, do not keep going and don't give up. Very, very important. And also leading me to take more risks as well in my personal life, as well as work life. For example, last year I thought to myself, okay, what can I do really differently? So I was involved in 2 international charity trips. One was I went to Kenya, where we worked in the slums and deprived areas, and we served over 30,000 meals in the space of 3 days. So it's kind of challenged me differently to get involved things.
Wow.
And make a difference.
Excellent, wow, fantastic. So how have you found working with Health Education England and the Radar team?
I think I've found it very, very supportive actually. It's always visible, for example, Lucy, Beverly and the wider team has been brilliant. It's like a community within a community. Any questions you have, everybody's always approachable, and I think that's what you need to kind of give you that confidence as well. And that's been crucial. Like also, I think one thing that definitely stands out is sharing knowledge. For example, being involved in different quality frameworks, quality groups, which have recently started. And that again kind of helps you as an individual to see actually this is what I need to do in the next.
Excellent. And last but not least, what would you say to someone who is considering taking part in Radar?
I think do it. You have nothing to lose, only something to gain. I think, and the key thing is you have to also be responsible for your own learning and take that risk and get involved and share best practice.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.